when we met, he didn't think I was, you tell him, barely on the scale of acceptable.
So one of the things you have to recognize is you have to recognize where we are today. You have to give me credit. You have to give me credit for where we are today, right? And the fact that I find Diane not only beautiful, but I love her deeply, and my partner and my angel, and so that's the way things are. And every once in a while, Diane says, "Yeah, but you didn't look across the room and fall in love with me." And I said, "Well, we wouldn't have had a book, for one, and two, I've done that a lot, and it never worked out. It always started off great, and it ended up not so great, and so."
There's a couple people coming in. You keep
Yeah,
talking.
okay, good. So,
Shepherd them in here.
so this has kind of been the prologue of the book. But when I had done a lot of work on myself, not only being an S trainer, but then, 4 or 5 Vipassana, 10-day silent Vipassana retreats, lots of meditation, lots of sitting quietly at various times where I didn't have any new girlfriend or project or exercise or exercise goal, where I just sat and for days and days and days, and I'd wake up feeling agitated and wondered what that was, and I was trying to get to the bottom of what it is that in my personality would have kind of robbed me of the pure joy of just living, which I had sometimes experienced in throughout. Let's say I had one of my Vipassana courses I called the agony and the ecstasy, because it was ecstatic and it was agonizing as well. I felt pretty good about myself after all these years, and fairly complete about myself. But I was pretty incomplete in terms of relationship. I'd been married and had children, and done those kinds of things. I'd been divorced for I don't know how many, 18, 17 years, and a whole bunch of relationships. Some of them, everyone I thought maybe this is it.
Across the room.
And across the room, and blah blah blah, and some of them long term, some of them shorter, and I learned a lot in all of that. But I was still. Oh, and then I had a kind of a disastrous one just before we met, and I thought, oh man, I can't choose for beings, in terms of I don't know what quite frankly, in the darkness of with just myself, I don't know what I'm doing. I know a lot of principles, and I know a lot of how to make things work and be nice and cordial and gracious and all those kinds of things, but I really don't know. So I said, whatever it is, it's got to be absolutely honest and straightforward, and the chips will fall where they may. I'm just gonna go for it.